Hi there. It's June 19th and time for Proverbs 19. Well, the New American Standard calls these next two chapters on life and conduct. How to act. First one, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than he who is perverse in speech and is a fool. That perverse in speech and who is a fool, right? Fools that can't shut up. Right? Better a poor man that walks in his integrity. Also, it is not good for a person to be without knowledge, and he who hurries his footsteps errs or sins. Right? Sins. Right? You're in a rush. Okay? The foolishness of man ruins his way, and his heart rages against the Lord. Sometimes you see people blaming God for what happened. How did you let this happen? Well, it was your choice. Okay. Sometimes it's because you don't ask God and you make foolish decisions. But you blame God. Or wealth adds many friends, but a poor man is separated from his friends. Are they really friends, though? Are they really friends? People like money. People like money. Not the kind of friends I want, all right? 5, a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who tells lies will not escape, right? Lies always get found out, okay? The truth remains and is always the same, but lies always get found out. You will not escape. Because usually you have to tell another lie to cover that lie. And before you know it, you have this huge house of cards, and any card that falls will take down the entire house. Will not escape. 6, many will seek the favor of a generous man, and every man is a friend to him who gives gifts. Noble. People like generous people, huh? People who are always generous, giving gifts. Eh? Not a bad thing. All the brothers of a poor man hate him. How much more do his friends abandon him? He pursues them with words, but they are gone. All the brothers of a poor man hate him. To have comfort of them, right? Tries to get comfort, pursuing them with words, but they are gone. All the brothers of a poor man hate him. I have a brother who's a poor man, and he calls and talks to me because I will talk to him, but the rest of the family kind of shuns him, so that's kind of true. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good. Love your own soul. Read the Bible. You get wisdom by reading the Bible. Okay, that's where it comes from, right? That and God, who gives to all without finding fault. If you really believe and have faith, he will give you wisdom. Right? It comes from reading the Bible. Keeps understanding will find good. 9, a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who tells lies will perish. Right? And it goes with this one up here, right? False witness will not go unpunished. He who tells lies will not escape. It goes further. He who tells lies will perish. And luxury is not fitting for a fool, much less for a slave to rule over princes. Right. You ever see somebody win the lottery? I mean, and They don't have a lot of sense. And they win the lottery and they go out and buy big cars and fancy clothes and spend all this money, and they're broke in a year and in worse condition because now they're broken in debt. Right? 11, a man's discretion makes him slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook a transgression. This is very important. Okay? Man's discretion makes him slow to anger. Right? Glory is to bypass an offense. So there. That is to cover it by charity, and to do therein as may most serve God's glory. Overlook a transgression, right? That's love, charity. Can you do that? Discretion. It's important. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. Overlook stuff. 12, the king's wrath is like a roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. 13, a foolish son is destruction to his father, and the contentions of a wife are a constant dripping. Foolish son. Lots of those around now, aren't there? House and wealth are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Right? What we read yesterday, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. 15, laziness casts into a deep sleep, and an idle man will suffer hunger. Right? Lazy people go hungry. 16, he who keeps the commandment keeps his soul, but he who is careless of conduct will die. Despises. He who despises his ways, God's ways, right? The commandment, that's the word of God, okay? Keep your soul. He's careless of conduct. What's it say over here? He that despises his ways shall die. Right. Fear the Lord, right? 17, one who is gracious to a poor man lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his good deed. Right? That is true. Right? If you give to the poor, God will pay you back with interest. Always pays you back with interest. You will never get back the same thing you gave. You will always get back more. Okay? If more people realize this, more people will be giving to the poor. Okay? 18, discipline your son while there is hope, and do not desire his death. Life and conduct. Causing him to die. Causing him to die. If you don't discipline your son while there is hope, that means when they're young. By the time they're 8 years old, they should be fully disciplined and fully aware of everything that is good to do and is not good to do. Okay? Because of all kids, babies are born with a sinful nature. It's already in there. Okay? They don't learn to be bad. They learn to be good. Okay? You think I'm wrong? Think about this. Who teaches your kids how to lie? Okay? First time they broke something, did you do that? They go, no, I didn't do it. Who taught them to do that? Nobody. Right? They are born with a sinful nature. That has to be overcome with good, okay? And you do that by discipline, which sometimes involves a spanking. It's just the way it is, okay? 19, a man of great anger will bear the penalty, for if you rescue him, you'll only have to do it again. I've seen somebody that's just angry all the time, okay? And I'll admit, for many years when I was young, I was angry all the time. Just everything made me angry. I just couldn't. I was a Christian, but I was always, everything always seemed unfair to me, and I was always angry. It took me a long time to get over that. Yeah. You bear the penalty. If you rescue me, I won't have to do it again. It's angry, screaming people. Some people are just angry by nature. Okay. They're not fun to be around. 20. Listen to counsel and accept discipline that you may be wise the rest of your days. Listen to counsel and accept discipline. This could say, the Greek here could mean instruction or counsel. Okay. It says instruction down here. That you may be wise the rest of your days. In your latter. Always listen to people, okay? The wise person listens to people. The prideful, arrogant person does not listen to people. Okay? I like that too. Why not? 21. Many plans are in a man's heart, but the counsel of the Lord will stand. Christians, okay? Make your plans. God's going to have his way. We read that yesterday. Twice it said it. Right? Lord's going to have his way. The Lord directs your steps. The counsel of the Lord will stand. If you're wise. 22. What is desirable in a man is his kindness. Say this all the time. Kindness. Okay? Kindness. And it is better to be a poor man than a liar. Two different things. Be kind. Everything that comes out of your mouth, comes from your heart, should be kind words, uplifting words, edifying words. Right? That's what's desirable in a man is his kindness. Right? There's goodness over here, and there's a note. That is, that he be honest, for the poor man that is honest is to be esteemed above the rich, which is not virtuous. Right? 23. The fear of the Lord leads to life, so that one may sleep satisfied, untouched by evil. Fear of the Lord. Fear, reverence, awe, respect, right? Leads to life, so that one may sleep satisfied, untouched by evil, not visited. So I like this part. 24. The sluggard buries his hand in a dish, but will not even bring it back to his mouth. Can you imagine being that lazy? Can't imagine that. 25. Strike a scoffer, and the naive may become shrewd. But reprove one who has understanding, and he will gain knowledge. Right. Notice how in these protests, the cops will arrest the noisiest, loudest ones, and the other ones will learn and disperse most of the time. Right? Shrewd. You reprove one who has understanding, a wise person, he'll gain knowledge, right? A wise person will listen, okay? And seldom speak, but they listen, take it all in. 26. He who assaults his father and drives his mother away is a shameful and disgraceful son. It was against the law back in the day, back in these days. Punishable by death, actually. They would stone you if you did that. It's one of the 10 commandments. Honor your father and mother. And the only commandment with a caveat, okay? That your life may be long in your days. 27. Cease listening, my son, to discipline, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. Right? Never stop learning, okay? Never stop learning. There's always something new to learn. Okay? A rascally witness makes a mockery of justice, and the mouth of the wicked spreads iniquity, swallows iniquity. A wicked witness mocketh at judgment, and the mouth of the wicked swalloweth up iniquity. I have this 1599 Bible because the footnotes are just amazing. Taketh pleasure and delight therein, as gluttons and drunkards in delicate meats and drinks. Right? Swalloweth up iniquity. It says spreads here. It probably says swallows in here. Yep, swallows. And 29. Judgments are prepared for scoffers, and blows for the backs of fools. 29. Judgments are prepared for scoffers. All these people. So there you go. That's Proverbs 18. We'll go over the highlights here. The foolishness of man ruins his way, and his heart rages against the Lord. Right? Don't blame God for troubles, okay? If you're a good Christian, following and fearing the Lord, he will teach you stuff. And you have to say, what is the lesson here? And learn the lesson. But if you do something of your own accord, right, and it fails, and you try and blame God, it's not his fault. Okay? That's fact. It's just stating a fact, okay? It's highlighted. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good. Right? When you get wisdom, you read the Bible over and over again. We've committed to do Proverbs 24 times, and this is the 22nd time. So, am I wise? I'm wiser than I was, but I'm not wise. Okay. You can never be all wise, okay? The knowledge of man is compared to the knowledge of God. It's not even, it's a drop in the ocean, okay? It's just, and you can always learn. Never stop learning. Never stop reading the Bible. Okay? Love your own soul. 11 is highlighted. A man's discretion makes him slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook a transgression. And there's a great note over here, okay? To pass by an offense. That is to cover it by charity, and to do therein as may most serve God's glory. Okay? Overlook a transgression with love and something that will glorify God. Okay? It's discretion. Let it slide. Okay? Let it slide. 17 is highlighted. One who is gracious to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his good deed. That pays you back. Okay? Always. It says that all over the Bible. Right? 18. Discipline your son while there is hope, and do not desire his death. Yeah? Listen to counsel and accept discipline that you may be wise the rest of your days. Right? Easy. Listen to counsel, accept discipline, instructions. Hmm? And I saw a little talk on this verse yesterday. And many plans are in a man's heart, but the counsel of the Lord shall stand. Man's device shall not have success except God govern it, whose purpose is unchangeable. They got a lot of stuff in their heads, okay? And But the Lord's going to have his way. Okay. Many plans are in a man's heart. All the things you're going to do. Hmm? 22. What is desirable in a man is his kindness, and it is better to be a poor man than a liar. A rich liar, an honest poor man. Kindness. Okay. Better than life. Thy loving kindness is better than life. There's a verse for you. Be kind, okay? The most important thing you can be is to be kind in every situation. 23. The fear of the Lord leads to life. Just like that. Life everlasting. So that one may sleep satisfied, untouched by evil. Right? Reverence, it'll say. A reverence for the Lord. Right? 27. Cease listening, my son, to discipline, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. Discipline, instruction, commands. Right? Never stop reading the Bible. Okay? Never. Never stop praying. Never stop talking to God. Right? So there's 19, and we'll continue this life and conduct tomorrow. Well, there you go. Stay tuned later. We're on day 170, I think, and we're in the book of Acts. Okay? And Peter and John just went to they healed somebody, and then went in the synagogue and were preaching Jesus all over the place, and the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and right, the people Jesus had problems with. They didn't like it. Hauled them into court, commanded them not to speak of it anymore, and had to let them go because they're afraid of the people. And today they're going home, and they're all going to celebrate that, the fact that they were praising Jesus and were released, because Jesus said it would happen. And they took it as a positive sign, right? So that's later on today. Give us a like if you think about it, and tomorrow we'll continue. See you next time.